April 9th, right?
Yes.
Good afternoon. I'm now going to call the April 9th, 2025 meeting of the Norfolk County Commission to order. Thank you. We have a new executive order on remote participation. I'm going to read it now. On March 28th, 2025, Governor Healy signed into law House Bill 62, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, which includes a 2-year extension of the option for public bodies to hold remote meetings by suspending certain provisions of the Mass Open Meeting Law, Chapter 30A, Section 18 through 25. That action was effective immediately, extending the current option for remote meetings through June 30th, 2027. So we're live and remote. If everyone would stand and join me in saluting.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'm going to call the roll. Commissioner Stady.
I am present, sir.
Commissioner Collins.
Present.
Commissioner Shea is present.
Do you want to make a motion for item 3, Joe?
Yes.
Can I make a motion? We go into executive session pursuant to A, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, Subsection A, Subsection 1, to discuss the reputation, character, physical condition, or mental health, rather than professional competence of an individual, or to discuss the discipline or dismissal of, or complaints or charges brought against a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual. There's also Part B, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, Subsection 1, Subsection 3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation. If an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body, and the chair so declares.
And I have declared. I'm going to
That's
take a
my
roll.
motion. Second.
Right. Seconded, yes, sir.
Seconded roll call to go into executive session. I'm going to take a vote. Commissioner Stady,
Yes, sir. Yes, I.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Bill, will you prepare to put us in executive session?
Yes.
We have with us, well, item number on our regular Wednesday, April 9th, 2025 meeting. Bill, let everyone back in, please.
All set, Mr. Chairman.
Snibbler, yes.
You're all set, Joe.
Okay, we're on item number 4, minutes of the last 4 meetings.
Okay, yeah. So we have.
There is a correction when you get to D.
We can all.
It's April 2nd, not April 8th.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make the motions if you want,
Yeah,
Uh,
please.
based on advice as well. So first, move approval of the meeting minutes of March 12th as presented.
You can do them all.
Oh, okay. March 12th, March 19th, March 26th, and April 2nd. And these are all open session minutes of the county commissioners.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. 3-0. Next.
Okay.
Number 5 is appointments. We have none. Number 6 is public comment. Each of our meetings, we have a section for public comment for anybody who comes in and visits the commissioners or anyone out in the Zoom land who would like to participate in it, public comment, even in remote session. Director Cronin, have you had any?
No, sir.
Oh, sir. Okay. Last call for public comment. Moving on, number 7. Old business, I have none. Number 8, personnel decisions. Personnel matters for consideration. With 1 at the recreation facility, 1 in maintenance, and 4 or 5 at the agricultural school.
Mr. Chairman, if you wish,
Commissioner.
I'll move
Stay.
first at the Walton Recreational Facility. I'll move notice of contingent employment for Megan O'Boyle as seasonal golf associate at the rate stated effective April 10, 2025. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
Mr. Chairman,
Maintenance.
for you, I'll make the motion that we approve and maintenance notice of retirement of Francis Crowley as night custodian, and that's the rate stated effective 3/31/25. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
And congratulations. All in favor? Aye.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Frank Crowley for his
And-
years of service.
The next group, Mr. Chairman, are all at Norfolk County Agricultural High School. Number 1, 2, and 3 are notice of contingent employment, so I'll move them together as a group. Notice of contingent employment for Seamus Michael McCurtain, Peyton Marie Hoteling, and Connor Thompson. They did as student laborers at the rate stated, and all of them effective date April 10, 2025. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Notice of name change for Tessa Masnik as student labor at the rate stated effective April 3rd, 25.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
And the last one, notice of address change for Emily Perrin as student labor at rate stated effective April 1st, 2025. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Number 9, payroll expense warrants for approval.
Mr. Chairman, if you want, I'll move it. The warrant list for April 9, 2025. Number 1, 25-40, move approval of the payroll of the county for the sum of $148,474.15. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Next,
I'll move approval for the expense of the county, 040225, the sum, $79,204.25. So moved.
Second.
motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
And the last item, Mr. Chairman, 4-225, for Walton Recreational Facility credit card payment, the sum of $7,007. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. It is a
Aye.
vote.
That completes that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We're going to move to number 10. Fiscal year 26, third supplemental budget for approval. Director Cronin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'll ask Bill to pull up the summary spreadsheet that I prepared for the Commissioners.
One in our packet, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
In addition to this spreadsheet, Mr. Ryan Tosca prepares a separate budget adjustment sheet, which, if you approve of this transfer request and supplemental request, will ask for your endorsement and vote on today. In summary, the total supplemental and transfer request is $451,875. That's inclusive of a $55,000 transfer request for the schools. This afternoon, I just want to briefly go over my recommendation for the supplemental needs to close out fiscal year 26. You'll note that we started fiscal year 26 with some level of supplemental funds. In September, we spent $192,778. In December, we spent $74,214. And I'm proposing here in April that we move to spend $396,875, leaving a balance of $13,613.12. Going back to December, I just wanted to reference a couple of things. We alerted the advisory board and through you, the commissioners as well, that we were tracking a relatively high health insurance liability that had developed over a period of a couple of years. I think the intention was to use what is our supplemental balance in FY26 to resolve that deficiency at the end of fiscal year 26. That is before you this afternoon. But before I get there, I just wanted to go over the Registry of Deeds supplemental request. As you know, over a period of time, the Register has submitted to you a written request for supplementing his FY26 appropriation by a total of $120,000. That included $3,000 for office equipment, $3,000 for associations and societies, $92,000 for printing, $10,000 for miscellaneous contractual services, $5,000 for stationery and office supplies, and finally $7,000 in miscellaneous supplies and materials. The Register had pointed out, I believe, in one of the correspondences that he had, in his estimation, exceeded Deeds excise estimates for FY26, and the surplus that was projected might be used to offset that increase request. This afternoon, I'm recommending that you not adopt that particular item, as that projected surplus is not realized until it's realized. We'll be seeing that surplus develop hopefully by the end of the fiscal year, and we can begin discussing that in September. That remains, and now you have to turn to any other supplemental needs to address his request. And I'm here to explain that I don't believe there are enough sufficient dollars to adhere to or endorse what the Register had requested. Because, as I understand, we recently had a Supreme Judicial Court ruling on December 2nd, 2024, relative to what's known as the transfer case. And through guidance of counsel, before you this afternoon, the commissioners are asked to consider moving $128,000 into a dedicated deeds excise surplus account
settlement reserve account that could be used to pay any outstanding invoices associated with transfers that were requested during that time period in FY23. I've included in your packet a copy of an email from council that details through the judgment that came from the Supreme District Court what each of those transfer requests by the register were in 2023. And council is recommending that you, at this time, fund the totality of those requests and put upon the register and direct him to use these funds exclusively for only unpaid bills during that time period. That totals $128,000, namely $21,000 in miscellaneous contractual services, $75,000 in legal fees, and $32,000 in miscellaneous professional and technical services. That would come from the balance of our supplemental available funds for FY26. We're not using deeds excise for that. Moving on from the registry issue, there are a few items in the commissioner's office. We are requesting $28,875 for central filing high density storage system here in Dedham to fit out the new centralized storage facility downstairs as the disaster recovery room moves to Walpole. We're requesting $5,000 to fill out miscellaneous contractual service obligations and $10,000 for new staff office furniture. We have 2 new staff here in the commissioner's office who are using a mixture of their own furniture that they brought in as well as surplus furniture. We're looking to professionalize both offices and provide them with new office furniture. And then finally, that $225,000 value is what I originally started with. This is the balance or near the balance owed on the health insurance shortage. We'll know the actual shortage by the end of the fiscal year when we hear from the county treasurer. These are the supplemental items. Separately, excuse me, as I mentioned, the schools have asked for a $55,000 transfer. That is $35,000 from maintenance contract services and heating contract services into instructional equipment for $10,000, $15,000 for district-wide equipment, $10,000 for maintenance professional salaries, $10,000 for maintenance professional salaries, and $10,000 for clerical salaries. I think that actually, if I'm not mistaken, that's where the money's coming from, and it's going into the first 2 categories. Those are your offsets. So just to conclude, this relatively brief and final supplemental transfer, the total amount is $451,875 inclusive of the transfer request that I made.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Questions of John?
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, real quick. So that amount is our side and the school.
That's right.
So the amount is 451.
That's right.
Okay, all right.
And we have to have this ready for next
Yes.
May 2nd.
This is in preparation for your advisory board
Yeah, sure.
presentation of the budget and supplemental needs
Right.
for April 16th.
April 16th, I'm sorry.
Joe, do you want to make a motion?
Real quick,
Go ahead.
what's the reason we didn't take it out of the deeds excise? That's a matter of, that it's still litigation, or is that the?
Oh, of course, yeah. So the deeds excise has 2 pieces. As you know, back in 2023, the advisory board moved a large sum of deeds excise money into a reserve account until the settlement or legal matter is resolved.
Right.
The registrar has informed you through his correspondence that he believes a supplemental is a surplus again is developing in his account this fiscal year. That's nice, that's good, but it is not my recommendation for you to touch any such projected surplus until it's realized, and you won't know that until after July 10th.
Okay.
So
All right,
we're
makes
not
sense.
shutting the door.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
not
right.
slamming it shut.
So our vote would incorporate, though, some transfers for 2023.
I'm sorry, the vote includes $128,000 for the registrar to use to pay unpaid bills from the lawsuit as described in the judgment by the Supreme Court, State Supreme Court.
All right, I'm good to go.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed 3rd supplemental funding and transfer request totaling $451,875. Provided further that the appropriation therein of $128,000 of county surplus funds is to be placed into a new account to be known as Settlement Reserve for Registry of Deeds Bills per State Supreme Court Judicial Court ruling on 12/2/24. These funds shall only be used to pay any unpaid bills associated with the fiscal year 23 transfer request made by the Registry of Deeds for miscellaneous contractual services up to $21,000, legal services up to $75,000, and miscellaneous professional and technical services up to $32,000. All such payments shall be made by the Registry of Deeds by August 29, 2025, and shall include providing detailed invoices reflecting services within the fiscal year 23 period to the county treasurer by August 29th, 2025.
Motion made, second.
Motion made and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. It is a vote. Thank you. You signed it? Okay. Supplementary budget. 11. Report from the procurement department on any bid openings or contract awards. We have none today,
No, sir.
correct?
That's correct.
Number 12, in your packet, Commissioners, resolution proclaiming Education and Sharing Day in Norfolk County.
Richard, do you want to read that?
Um,
Tell you what, you read half and then pause, and I'll read the other half.
All right, I'd be very happy to make a motion of this resolution proclaiming Education and Sharing Day in Norfolk County. Whereas education is a significant foundation for the continuing success of our state, our county, and society at large. And in Norfolk County, we strive for the betterment of all through an increased focus on education and sharing. And whereas to achieve its highest goals, education must not only impart knowledge, but also teach students how to live, forming and strengthening their moral character to make a better life for themselves as individuals, for society as a whole. And whereas a global spiritual leader, the Rabbi Menachem M. Nissen of Righteous Vision, stressed that a moral, ethical education empowers every individual to develop their full potential in making the world a better place. And whereas such an education can nurture the unity of diverse peoples through encouraging increased acts of goodness and kindness, imbued with the awareness that even a single positive act of an individual can change the world and usher in an era of global peace. And
Whereas April 9th, 2025 will mark 123 years since the Rebbe's birth, and this year begins the celebrations of the 75th anniversary of his leadership of the Chabad Lubavitch movement. Chabad is an acronym of 3 Hebrew words for wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. The name Lubavitch comes from the city which served as the movement's headquarters for over a century. It means city of love. Of all the ethical values which inform our civilization, none is more important than love, love of wisdom, love of fellow man, love of our Creator. These values, with their roots in the 7 Noahide laws, have guided the Chabad Lubavitch movement throughout its history. They are the essence of education at its best, and we should be certain to pass on this precious heritage to all young Americans. And whereas Education and Sharing Day is observed each year on the Rebbe's birthday in recognition of his outstanding and lasting contributions toward the improvement of education, morality, and acts of charity around the world, a day to pause and reflect on our responsibility to ensure our youth have the foundation necessary to lead lives rich in purpose and fulfillment through service and good works. And whereas now, therefore, it be resolved that the Norfolk County Commissioners call upon government officials, educators, volunteers, and citizens to reach out to those within your communities and work to create a better, brighter, and more hopeful future for all. We also declare Wednesday, April 9th, 2025 as Education and Sharing Day within Norfolk County. So moved.
okay. All right.
Any
I guess
discussion?
it's a second.
Discussion?
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Terrific.
If there's no objection, we're going to go back to the second portion of executive session. Attorney Lopez is here.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we resume our executive session. I don't think we have to go through the whole reason that we went into the executive session in the first place, as we paused the first part of it.
I'll concur. Second that motion.
On the second part of the executive session, we'll take a roll call vote. Commissioner Stady,
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
Commissioner Shea is a yes. We are in executive session. Bill, if you'll take the appropriate action, we will be returning to our regular meeting for 3 final items. Report of the county director. Okay, thank you.
Oh, you want to take
Oh.
a second?
I'll just take a second. Okay, no, never mind. I'm fine.
Out of executive session, back on our regularly scheduled April 9th, 2025 meeting, and I believe the next item, we did procurement, we did supplemental budget, we did the resolution, Education Sharing Day. 13 is report of the county director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a
County
few
Director.
items for your benefit. I wanted to alert you that 8 opioid checks, grant payments were mailed out April 4th, co-signed by the Norfolk County District Attorney Michael Morrissey, as well as yourselves. That is the latest round of payments made to community coalition members across Norfolk County on that grant. Pleased to let the commissioners know that the county has identified a preferred candidate for the fiscal specialist backfill. He is available for start on April 28th, provided successful background and obviously your approval, hopefully next week. I just want to let you know we're moving quickly to backfill that role, and we're pleased with this particular candidate's
So and
qualifications.
to understand that we're familiar with him. He worked here when he was in college
Right, he has prior experience. Yep.
and he's a Dedham resident. Okay.
Wanted to alert folks, again, each week I'll try to bring this notice up, that if you are required to file a statement of financial interest, you have until May 1st to file it. Should be getting your notices by email, as I am. Get that done. We have an advisory board meeting scheduled for next Wednesday at the Agricultural High School. The Finance Committee will start at 5. The General Advisory Board will start at 6. And then finally, I just want to alert folks that we are getting ready through our Human Resources Department. We've done a lot of work to create a virtual open enrollment fair scheduled for April 17th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The schedule will start at 2 with opening remarks. They'll move into dialogue with Blue Cross Blue Shield, Marshall, bless you, Boston Mutual, Mayflower, and several other vendors. Our HR specialist, Maureen Leiden, will be handing out these flyers across the county, including to people who don't have access to personal computers at work. They may find themselves in the use of a cell phone to log into the Zoom, which will be recorded and available on our website following this particular virtual open enrollment. So we hope folks can participate and get access to these vendors and learn some more about Norfolk County's benefits. That's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions,
Really quick,
Director? Go
real
ahead.
quick,
We're
for you,
okay.
for you. Could you send me when you get time,
Mhm.
the list of the communities and how much they're getting?
Oh, absolutely. Sure.
Just if I can,
Yes. Yep.
thank you. When you get time,
You got
just no big deal. Thank you.
We're
Great.
preparing a press release for you folks as well.
Oh, okay, great. That's great. Thank you. That's it, Mr. Chairman. That's all I have.
I have no further questions.
Number 14, emergency items or topics the chair did not reasonably anticipate would be discussed. I have none, other than to say that we have a school board meeting tonight at the agricultural school. And that's it.
Mr. Chairman, if you want, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 2:04.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We are adjourned.